I'd get it one piece at a time, and it wouldn't cost me a dime. You know it.
Okay guys, the 2500 has finally made it back in the shop here. Just going to be doing some simple upgrades today. I've got some new taillights for it, some fancy backup lights, and then I may address the bumper. I'm not sure yet. I do have all the pieces to rebuild that tailgate, and the plan is to pull it off, strip it down, paint it, and rebuild it with new parts. But that'll probably be another video, guys. Just kind of been in the parts gathering mode with this truck, guys. I know a lot of people want to see it back, but just been driving it, you know, making sure what's wrong, what's not wrong, and you know, make sure it's worth doing modifications. But so far so good. Just some minor issues, guys, with the truck that need to be addressed. So it's gonna get a little love tonight, and hopefully, guys, soon we'll be doing some bigger stuff with this. Also, haven't quite decided what's going on with this truck, what direction I'm taking, so it's kind of taking a little while, guys. Again, parts for these trucks are not cheap, guys, so if I could do everything in one shot, I'd probably have a new truck here. So you're gonna have to just bear with me, and we're gonna do this one piece at a time, and I'll show you what I got for the truck tonight. Okay guys, so here are the taillights. They are pretty much the same thing I have on the dually, except these are red. These are the red smoked. I really wasn't looking to go this dark with this truck. In the pictures, it didn't quite look that dark, but these are actually pretty dark. But this is what I've got. Like I said, just like what I have on the dually. eBay, this is just an eBay special, guys. Cheap lights, but I've had really good luck with the lights on the dually. They've been on there many years, no issues at all. These are plug and play, guys. There's no messing around here. You plug this into your original socket, you tuck the wire in there, snap in your plug. So the only thing you do have to do right is you got to get the positive and the negative on the right wire. Sometimes you can blow fuses if you don't have them right, but usually, you know, your negative is your black, red's positive. Same way with here. So you can usually figure out your plug where you need to go. I'll show you what I do when I install it here, guys. Also, backup lights. So I went to Partsam and looked through their backup lights and ordered some of their brightest LED lights that they have here. These are backup. So they are white, I believe they're 3157s. And there are 3 LEDs in there. So this should throw some light out. So we're going to do that at the same time, upgrade the backup lights. I'm sure it is way better than what's in that thing right there. I'm sure that's just a regular incandescent bulb. So taking these lights out, guys, simple as 2 screws here, and then the light pops out. So I'm going to get to installing these. Guys, so I'm going to show you how I hook this stuff up. Seems like a lot of guys struggle with these LED lights because they are polarity sensitive. You got to have the positive and the negative in the same, or the right spot. Right now I have my backup lights on because that's the bulb I'm sticking on. So I'm going to stick my backup lights on, or turn them on, so I know when I have it right. Oh, that bulb is bright. So now I know that that's right. I'm going to shut my backup lights off. Okay guys, so now that we have the backup light sorted out, and we know that's right, we're going to go ahead and get that installed here. And these aftermarket housings, guys, are sometimes pretty difficult to get everything to fit in there. So sometimes you really got to play with it to get them to go in. Okay, so we got the reverse light in there. Like I said, guys, you got to play with those housings sometimes, because this aftermarket stuff, that's the way it works. You don't want to play around with anything, don't get it aftermarket parts. Okay, so I've got, I think this is the parking lights that's going to be working. I've got my parking lights on and the four-way flashers, the hazard lights on. So I'm going to hook this up. I think this is where they go. I'm lining up the black wire with the black wire on the deal, and there you go. You see it's working. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to push that one in. We're going to roll the wire up in there. We're going to try to find this hook up here. Finally, we got this one here. The longest one goes on the top. Again, I'm looking at the wires. The black wire is over in this direction, so I'm going to put the black with the other one, and look at that. We've got everything working here. So, okay guys, so what I mean by lining up the black wire with the plug, you see the black wires here, and then you can see on the factory plug the black wire is on this side. So this side, the black wire here, and the black wire on this side of the new plug. That's what I talk about when I say lining up the black wires and the negative. I'm going to push that in there all the way. Again, this aftermarket stuff can be a little tricky. You got to play with it. Curl up your wires. Stuff them in the hole. Get your light in there, get it lined up with the tabs. You want to turn it to kind of lock it in. And there we go. We are ready to button it up. Stick it on there. Install your screws. Okay guys, one other thing here is I'm having to steal the old mounts. This is what it came with. I'm not exactly sure what kind of screw that takes. I've tried metric bolts, and it don't take a metric bolt, so I've tried all the machine screws we have, or machine bolts that we have. Nothing fits those threads, so I'm having to steal the old mount deals and then install them in place. These just pop off. They just fit inside the hole. So until I find a screw that these fit, maybe go to the store and try all the screws and see what happens. But I'm having to swap out the old mounts. So there we go on that, guys. I noticed this light is a little different than my dually, because on my dually the whole light is lit for parking lights, and then it gets brighter. The whole light gets brighter when you hit the brakes or put your turn signal on. So see a little bit different design for this light, but much better than that. Even though that's amber, and the amber is usually brighter than the red, I think this is way better. Okay, so when you turn the turn signals off, the whole light does light up. They must have just kind of changed that design a little bit. These lights are DOT stamped, so they're DOT approved. So they're legal for use on roadways. Let's compare the reverse lights, I guess, too. Okay, guys, so there's the reverse light. Yeah, just a little better than that worn out halogen. So bumper's off. Gonna be swapping it out with the old bumper from the dually. That thing's probably scrap. I might save some plastic pieces, maybe them license plate light deals, and then the spare tire lock. But that's about it. That thing is scrap metal. Hitch don't look too bad, but it's covered with something. I don't know. I'd rather get a new one, but I'm not going to get one now, just to feel safe towing anything heavy. Shackles actually look really good. Spare tire there. Yeah, I'm going to clean this up a little bit under here. Looks like I've got a backup wire here for those junk backup lights they had on there at one time. We can do a little better than that. But to take this off, here's the bolt you're going to take out. You got 2 in the receiver hitch, or 4 in the receiver hitch. You got 2 there, 2 here. These are big ones. You've got this deal here. It's like a dual bolt thing on each side, and then you got a smaller one up in there that's above this one there. So that's pretty much it. We're taking that out, and then you don't have to take all your wiring out. You just unplug it. You unplug it from the main block there, right there. So I might have to transfer that wiring over to the other bumper, but when you're taking it on and off, you don't have to, you know, take all the loom off there. So gonna get it cleaned up. Well, there we go, guys, all swapped out. That is the dually's old bumper. I got the backup lights inside that. So we got much better look here. The bumper is filthy from sitting in here. It's totally covered with dust. I think I might run to the car wash quick. I have no idea what's going on with the bottom of that tailgate. It looks like someone tried to paint that with a different kind of paint or something. I have no idea. I gotta adjust that soon. That looks terrible. Looks even worse now that the bumper's not so bad, but I just got those lights tapped into the reverse lights, same as I did on the dually. And the guy already had a light. He tapped into the light over here. He already had a wire, so that's what I used. But that's taillight swap, bumper swap. Well, I got the bumper stripped, and with the plastic off, you can see it looks much worse. This is scrap metal. I like to save those plastic pieces. These are in pretty good shape. I know the dually's bumper, actually the one I just stuck on the truck, I probably should have swapped these plastics, but maybe another day. I like to keep them if they're in good shape. Also, the spare tire lock, and these break. This little snap things break on this side usually. Happens a lot, so I like to save them when they're good. Even got the little rubber bumpers for the license plate out of there, so them usually break when you try to pull them out. But this one didn't, so got a few scrap parts off that thing, and we'll have some more weight for the steel pile. But before I get this thing out and do some shots outside with the new lights, I'm going to install new fog lights. This truck actually came from the factory with fog lights. You know you can't see them; they're not in there because the deer hit took both of them out. I have set here. These are just cheap aftermarket lights. They don't usually last too long, and then they start messing up on the inside, but they're cheap enough. And just got standard bulbs in them for now, and we'll see about upgrading maybe. They're pretty useless until you put like an HID in them. I'd like to get an LED for them, but we'll see how that goes. I got some mounting bolts off the broken hardware, or the broken fog lights that were on the truck. The other two bolts are still in there, but the whole bracket's broke off, so I'm gonna crawl under there. It's just two bolts that holds these onto the bumper, and then you plug them in. Like I said, the truck's already got the plugs because it was had the fog lights in the factory, so this is gonna be a simple replacement. Okay guys, so there it is. Fog lights finally installed. It just gives it that finished touch. I remember back in the day when they had the commercials for the Chevy trucks, the black HD was always on the commercials. I'm not sure why they pushed that, but that's what they did. I remember the fog lights being in them, so I had a heck of a time. You can see there's a deal there. I had a heck of a time unplugging the old bulb that was in there. Apparently the deer hit, or maybe multiple deer hits, happened a long time ago, and the guy never did anything about it, and corrosion seeped into the plug. That's blaster dripping because I filled it with blaster, had to kind of clean it out with a little screwdriver, and still had trouble, and I had to clean it out some more. Finally got it working here. I'll turn them on for you. They're pretty dull when you compare them to the LED lights, but like I said, HID or LED upgrade on them eventually. I'll have a link, guys, in the description of where you can get those reverse bulbs. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.